Cool. You can see my screen. Welcome to my first YouTube video on my Yoshimoshi channel. Alright. So the goal of this channel is going to be showing how an engineer can potentially make money online doing what everybody else is doing online. My belief is that I have some engineering skills. I should at least be able to copy and clone, replicate what other people are doing. So here it goes. Today, I want to create a YouTube video that, Alright, let me start with a problem I had. I have pretty bad memory. I can't remember anything. I think it's mainly due to relying too much on technology. So I keep notes and I forget about it. Whenever I need to recall something, I go back to my notes and pull it up. So I know of a technique called SpacedTime repetition. You know, there are apps like, what is that app called? Oh man, see, I can't remember. Anyway, let's research it. SpacedTime repetition app. And the first one should be, it's actually none of these. Oh, there it goes. It's called Anki. It's like the oldest one. And I've tried it. It's great. But the user interface doesn't fit me. So I want to create something that I would use. And that looks more like in a terminal. I want to say, remember this. Let me get a better example. What is your birthday? And the answer can be 11/12/1999, right? I will press that and it will store it somewhere, and then I will be able to call remember recall. And then every single time I run this command, using the spaced timed repetition technique, things that I don't remember will constantly come up and force me to remember. And things I am good at is gonna ask me less. So you can research on that later, but that is the goal. So first things first, what I want to do is create a GitHub for my new project. I'm going to call this time spaced. Remember what you forget. And for the time being, I'm gonna actually initialize it with a README. And now I technically have a website. But I want to expand on describing what this is. And let me start out by saying why. Let's see. Okay, not what you forget. That doesn't make sense. Remember the important things in life. Permanently store information in your brain, not the cloud. Using space-time repetition techniques, we will create an app that allows you to easily recall and memorize. Okay. Now, I think this is one, and just as a sample of like how to get started, I will say, let's say like one. Given that the name is going to be time spaced, I'm going to say yarn global add time spaced. It'll be like yarn. Oops. Once it's been added, you can start saying time space add. Let's just say it's going to be CLI, and question will be, what is my mother's name? The answer will be something wrong. And then once that's been added, I can say time space to recall. Okay. After step 3, ask you the question. Traditional time space repetition apps do not ask for an input. It only asks if you were able to remember. Okay. So the example will be, let's just say from the command line is like time space recall, and then it'll ask, what is my mother's name? And then it will wait for an input of, did you? Okay. Yes or no. And actually that's it. Given the frequency, given how frequently you answer yes, the question will be asked less over time. If you answer no, you'll be asked this question more. Alright, this was actually supposed to be like a 5-minute video, but it's okay. Alright, now that I have this, I actually want to create a website. And the goal of this video was actually to show how to make a website using a framework called NuxtJS. So I'm gonna get that started now. Okay. First things first, I'm going to clone my repository that I just created. Here I'm going to add the framework Nuxt. Okay. While that's going on, Nuxt is a framework that has built like an ecosystem around another framework called vue.js. Vue.js is a front-end framework that allows you to build components and has data binding and virtual DOM, all these things to make your life easier technically to build a website. At least of 2020, it is one of the most popular frameworks out there. It's second to either Okay, maybe it's third. Second or third, there's React, Angular, and Vue. And I would say Vue is at least second. Alright, going on. The framework, Nuxt, does a lot of things, but off the bat, the most basic thing it asks for is a directory called pages. So I'm going to create that. Now that I have pages, I'm going to just create a Vue file called index. And since I have created this, let's open up the project now. Alright, so we got pages. I'm gonna open up this. So just like a standard HTML file, well, that's not so standard, but inside a Vue file, it's called a single file component, and you can write HTML, and you will put HTML inside your template tag. You can also write JavaScript, and you will write that inside your script tag. If you want a styles, you will create a style area. Okay. Just to get this started, I'm gonna just say h1 hello world, just to show that it works. You know, technically, none of this is required right now, so let's keep it very simple. And then from our command line, I am going to run npx nuxt.dev. I just created a page start. Oh, okay. I need to back up one. There we go. Now it's listening on 3000. So I'm going to go into 3000. Let me just resize this. So there you go. And then hello world. Right? That's awesome. I think at this point, I'm going to move this to the left so you can see some code and the website changing. Okay. So technically, I guess I would want some kind of container. I don't know why VS Code is not formatting this correctly. Okay. Wow. Okay. H1. So I call it SpacedTime. Okay. Then let's make a paragraph describing what SpacedTime is. It is remember the things you don't want to forget. Is that what I said in Git? Let me go back. I think I like what I said. Haha, that's not what I said. Remember the important things in your life. Yeah. Okay. Using time, space, repetition techniques. Permanent store information in your brain instead of the cloud. Okay, cool. I gotta figure out VS Code so it wraps text that is too long, but I'll figure that out later. Alright, so now that this is done, what is next? I'm going to commit this. Some changes. Why Why does it not recognize this as a file that it should track? Maybe I have to refresh. Interesting. Alright, I'm gonna use the terminal. Get status. Like, it should have given me a way to, add these. I don't know why it doesn't. So annoying. Alright, so I'm gonna add the pages. Okay, and I'm also going to add package.json and yarn.log. Okay. Let's at the same time create a git ignore. And then let's add those modules and nuxt. Okay. Now this should be gone. Okay. Everything I want to commit should be here. Alright. So let's go back to here. Alright, this is some broken stuff. Should just work. Okay, push to master. Okay. Alright, so my goal from here is to actually make it accessible to the internet so people can see this. And I use a service called Netlify. Okay, so let's just like quickly sign up or log in. I'm going to use GitHub. And then, what do I call it? SpacedTime. No? Oh, it's time spaced. Cool. Yeah, master is going to deploy. The build command is going to be npx nuxt generate. Oops. And the publish directory will be dist. Okay. Alright, so it's done. It says it's doing stuff. Let's check it out. Okay, actually, while this is happening, I want to make some changes so my site name doesn't look like shit. Let's get this correct. Spaced time. I'm sure no one took it. Alright. In the future I'll actually buy this domain, but now you can go to spacetime.netlify.com. Since it didn't build yet, it failed. It says it's still building. Let's see how far we are. Yeah, see, it's doing all this. Created some files. It's saying success, site is live. Now this preview button will take me to my site. You'll see that like in Netlify, the preview button will actually put the deploy ID. And this is like a literal snapshot of your website at a particular commit. Okay, there's that. And if you went here to the actual spacetime, it also works as well. But if I were to start making changes, this will stay like this, and the actual domain will continuously be updated to the latest one. But if you ever want to look back, you can go back here. And then if you wanted to revert, you would actually be able to deploy a particular build that you've built in the past. Cool. You know, that I think wraps it up for this video. I will cover, you know, what my plan is moving from here and what are the types of things I'm going to do. But yeah, the goal is to create a application first in the command line so I can store things that I want to remember, and the app will continuously test me to see if I am memorizing them. Cool. Thank you guys.